Greetings, fellow researchers. Today's seminar will be about SCP-3729. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3729 is to be kept in a standard containment cell located in the Safe Class Containment Center at Site-26. Any testing with SCP-3729 must be conducted on D-Class subjects and be approved by the Site Director, Site's Ethics Committee representative, and Site D-Class Resource Accountant. D-Class used in these experiments must show no desire or ill will towards anyone in the Foundation, show no desire to commit any form of crime, have no history of cruel or unusual behavior. For more information regarding what constitutes cruel or unusual behavior, see Ethics Committee Document 827B, D-Class Psychological Profiles. SCP-3729 is a wooden door frame, consistent with the 1910s kit home designs from the American company Sears. SCP-3729's anomalous effects manifest when a human subject, henceforth SCP-3729-1, walks through the doorframe. The anomalous effects exhibited by SCP-3729 will always affect the first person to walk through it after sunrise, regardless of the number of individuals which do so. SCP-3729's first and most consistently observed anomalous effect is that the day after SCP-3729-1 walked under SCP-3729's, henceforth referred to in this document as A24 for the sake of brevity. SCP-3729-1 will wake up to the sunrise, regardless of whether or not the sun is visible from their position, and report feeling remarkably well rested, independent of how much sleep they've actually received. All other anomalous effects appear to be based on the psychological profile of SCP-3729-1 and thus vary considerably. SCP-3729 has been shown to alter the reality in order to provide SCP-3729-1 what the subject would consider an extremely pleasant experience throughout A24. While the full extent of SCP-3729's reality-altering capability is not known, it is shown the full ability to edit Foundation documents, alter the behavior and opinions of people SCP-3729-1 is aware of, create matter, and affect the results of games of chance. SCP-3729 is likely capable of many more effects, but testing has been temporarily suspended due to high financial cost and the lack of fitting D-Class subjects. Testing Log. Test 1. Test conducted by Researcher Erickson. A24 date 11/16/2010. Subject D-8375, male, arrested for serial murder in 1994. Had no psychological evaluation prior to testing. Procedure: D-8375 walked under SCP-3729 and was sent back to his holding cell. Results: at approximately 5 a.m. on 11/16/2010, D-8375 was pardoned of his crimes, amnesticized, given false memories, and released from Foundation custody due to a clerical error. Shortly after D-8375 was dropped off on the outskirts of his hometown, he encountered Miss Allison Jacobson, the woman who made the police call that resulted in D-8375's arrest, on a vacation. On the morning after 11/16/2010, the clerical error was discovered by D-Class Resource Accountant Augustine Mercy, and Foundation personnel were sent to remedy the situation. Miss Jacobson and D-8375 were found dead in an alleyway, the former due to choking and the latter by a self-inflicting blunt force trauma to the head. A crumpled note was found in D-8375's pockets. which simply read, "I got my revenge, and I ain't going back." Notes: the results of this test are inexcusable. Researcher Erickson has demonstrated extreme negligence and a lack of caution in his testing, and has been summarily demoted. All further tests must be preceded by the subject D-Class undergoing thorough psychological evaluation. Signed, Dr. Gonzalez, Site 26 Ethics Committee Representative. Test 2. Test conducted by Researcher Alphonse. A24 date 07-14-2012. Subject D2715. Male. Arrested for murder in 1993. Has expressed extreme regret over his actions. Pre-experiment interviews indicate that D2715 strongly desired, quote, to become a world-renowned writer. Procedure. See Test 1. Results. At approximately 5 a.m. on 07-14-2012, D2715 was pardoned of his crimes, amnesticized, given false memories, and released from Foundation custody due to a clerical error. Upon being dropped off on the outskirts of his hometown, D2715 located a winning lottery ticket on the ground near his feet, whereupon he approached the nearest casino and cashed it in. He then proceeded to buy out all the seats in the Wells Fargo Stadium, where his self-proclaimed favorite band, Matchbox 20, was performing. He made the concert completely free and provided full refunds to anyone who had already bought tickets. D2715 passed out, seemingly from alcohol poisoning, at approximately 11:45 p.m. Shortly after waking up at 5:15 a.m., D2715 stumbled and fell off a balcony 4D of the Wells Fargo Stadium before Foundation personnel were able to retrieve him. Notes: more thorough psychological evaluation is required for these experiments. All future tests must include a polygraph accomplished interview in order to prevent false claims regarding the stated desires of the D-Class subject. This was an expensive mistake, and it had best not happen again. Signed, Dr. Gonzalez, Site 26 Ethics Committee Representative. Test 3. Test conducted by Researcher Alphonse. A24 date 10/08/2016. Subject D9762. Female. Arrested for manslaughter in 1997. Subject has shown extreme regret over their actions and has expressed no criminal desires after their arrest. Polygraph accompanied interviews indicate that D9762 possesses no ill will towards the Foundation. These interviews also indicated that D9762 strongly desired, quote, a real meal, one with actual meat instead of that bullshit they have at the cafeteria. Procedure. See Test 1. Results. D9762 did not leave their holding cell. A clerical error resulted in all D9762's SCP assignments for the day being voided. Patrol Guard Giovanni McConnell abandoned his post and returned with a well-done steak, seasoned with various spices, which he handed to D9762. Patrol Guard Giovanni McConnell was unable to explain where he obtained this steak from. As of writing, D9762 remains alive and healthy. Notes: D9762's continued health is a noticeable departure from the results of the other tests and should be kept in mind for further testing. Signed, Researcher Alphonse. Addendum: due to extreme financial cost of covering up the results of Test 2, as well as the difficulty in screening D-Class subjects for further experiments, testing with SCP-3729 has been temporarily halted. Personnel requesting further tests must first complete the standard Foundation testing renewal request form, document code B57, and submit it to the Director of Site 26. Archived document. Found on the desk of Researcher Alphonse. Standard Foundation testing renewal request form. SCP Foundation Secure Contain Protect. Submission date 12/16/2016. Name, Researcher Gerald Alphonse. Clearance Level 3. Item requested, SCP-3729. Reason for requested testing renewal: to determine if through artificial memory insertion and mental state alteration techniques, SCP-3729's reality-altering capabilities can be used to benefit the Foundation's containment goals. Reply date: 12/22/2016. This testing request has been denied. Reasoning: while SCP-3729 poses great possible value as a Thaumiel-class object, the risk involved in attempting to use it as such would be far too great. A single mistake could be catastrophic, and while it can, on occasion, seem so, memory insertion and mental control are not perfect scientists. On a more personal note, the goal of the Foundation is to serve and protect the world, not control it, and certainly not to put it at pointless risk. You would do well to remember that, Alphonse. Signed, Redacted, Director of Site-26. My name has been Researcher Smith. Thank you for attending my first seminar, and you are all dismissed.